Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me again for Faith with Coffee. I just wanted to take a few minutes of your day to talk about the cultural connection for today called Cleansing a Different Kind of Dirty. You know, right now everybody's really focused on washing your hands, and if you sneeze or cough or whatever, what you need to do, and shower each time you come in from outside because your hair has been exposed to the germs and could have the COVID-19 in it. But today let's focus on something else. Try to de-stress a little bit. Have your little cup of coffee or tea or water, whatever you'd like to have to drink, and I'll share this little lesson with you. Almost 5 children die every day from abuse. Americans filed over 7.4 million reports of child abuse in 2016. The dirt clinging to people today is even harder to wash than the filth on the feet of the disciples. Through us, Jesus Christ wants to wash the sin, shame, and hurts that a murky world creates. Many deaths of neglected and abused children can be prevented. In most countries, there are not enough family service workers to address the needs of so many children growing up in homes that are filled with addiction, sexual exploitation, mental illness, or selfish parents. Studies have shown that many deaths and abuses cases can be prevented only by volunteers. There's not enough funding to hire the staff that's needed to intervene in so many broken homes. However, there are enough neighbors who can be involved with children and families a few hours each week. Who would be better to send into a hurting home than a believer who knows Jesus and is filled with his love and a heart of service? The 3-year-old whose single mother needs someone to watch her daughter while she catches up on lost sleep between work and college. The foster child who's trying to find his way and adjust to life away from those who harmed him. Or the teenager who just is not lovable but needs love so desperately from someone who has no ulterior motive. Servanthood will change a dirty world. Just think about that a minute. Jesus took on the role of a servant in the Bible. He washed the disciples' feet. He modeled humility and love towards others, and we're told to follow his example. He makes it so clear, so plain for us to be able to do that. He explained that in his kingdom, the highest position could only be served by one that would be a servant. That was in Matthew chapter 20, verse 27. God wants us to be humble and love each other. We're to submit to one another, and when we're humble ourselves, he will lift us up. As Apostle Paul says, if we suffer, we shall also reign with him. That's in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 12. There's a little thought for today. If we want to secure that eternal salvation, remember what Christ did to secure it for us. He humbled himself to the point of being a servant. And not only to that, but he humbled himself to the death of a cross so that we might have that life. So cleansing ourselves in a spiritual way, being a servant towards others, that can help clean up a lot of the ickiness and dirtiness that's in this world. Thank you for joining me today, and you have a good afternoon.